The realization of the eternal authority of truth, love and freedom. Produced by Black Bottom James at BKK. Prelude. This brief commentary was written to provide a brief synopsis and response to man's most enduring questions. Why am I here? What is my purpose? What is my role in this life? How did I get here and what are my responsibilities? First, my disclaimer, this is my personal hypothesis, position paper, white paper, or just my perspective on the structural configuration of the origins of this world and universe we reside, presented from only a logical, rational, and reasonable examination and evaluation, but overall, unification representing a one-dimensional view of the relationship of truth and love in its applicability and pertinence to all life on this earth and throughout this universe. For my review and analysis, this relationship of truth and love to mankind cannot be complex, multifarious, or daunting. From an operational perspective, it must be simplistic and lucid, but, then, it is not the spirit, rhythm, nor the pattern of its creator, having something of this importance being complex, as seen through teachings of his book, through each chapter and verse and my personal experiences in this life. The sheer immensity and vastness of all life on the earth and this universe are irresolvable to premise, allowing only a meager grasp of the inaugural ingenuity, resourcefulness, and intellect necessitated for this commission. However, patterns, connection and links, more importantly, an intent, has been revealed for all inhabitants, offering access to these established morals or ethics, but most, if not all, have utterly underestimated their definitive implication and the immeasurable authority thereof. Therefore, this perspective is my exposure of the most formidable, authoritative, and momentous forces of this universe that has been and will be eternally constant and invariable. Sometimes we are so focused on an objective, we fail to realize this possibly neoteric person needing to be unmasked, which is now you. Knowing thyself, thoroughly, via a comprehensive and extensive analysis identifying all known mechanisms of your brand, what compels, what comprises, who has forged this present person. Once the knowns are revealed, a determination can be assembled, based upon the resulting data from your life in compiling you. This was the beginning for me. I was able to unearth me, after thorough examination of my past events displaying all of me, to this present time and date. There are no stochastic occurrences. Every event and episode having consequences, both direct or indirect actions reflecting upon the lives of possibly each of us, nonetheless, having links with so many others, resulting in an interweaving union throughout the fabric of society. This life was not a random selection, without rationale, just the placement into an empty aimless reality only being prey for the enemy or annihilator, with ensuing chaos, confusion and disarray. We have purpose which requires planning, coordination and execution into an orderly, methodical and systematically, flawlessly engagement for each participant, using all the events, actions and encounters of this world, in its totality, for a solitary purpose. Almost every incident, being momentous in significance or seemingly minor in importance, regardless, being interlaced through human participation of interactions, placing us in a bonding chain of relationships and associations, igniting a node of reactive events postulating resolution by a coordination of activities, defined in an empirical rationalization for assignment into this existence, which invariably generates questions requesting authentication of viability of substantive rationale, by most, possibly all, at some point in our existence. There were no errors characterizing your selection, It was based upon a need, a requirement, an actualization, uniting a prerequisite, executing mission objectives, intended for a successful conclusion in completion of your journey. Trust. Trust is the undeniable fact of belief, principle and acceptance of an origin one has in another being beyond itself in capabilities, competencies and intellectual prowess in understanding every aspect and establishment and fabrication of all that is known to be true, factual and accurate. There is no other being in which there is actuality, authenticity and credibility, with a firm and defiant apotheosis soothing in conviction in all that know him through the word vigorously dispelling his actions throughout the boundaries of the universe and beyond. Trusting in him, continually, with deep reverence and veneration for his achievements in perfection of this universe and all things known and not known. Trust is characterized by the expressions and writings proclaiming all things unseen and unknown without the benefits of exposure and verification, but having an undaunting and unwavering credence of what, when and how he stated these occurrences, disclaiming applicability to all men. Trust is an affirmative response with an active belief of the occurrences will follow the known methodologies of the Creator, as plain as the words proclaimed by the initiator of the words of knowledge announcing each indelible truth. More importantly, his truth will forever be engaged in your heart preceding, commanding and directing all the paths of your life, engaging all others and repudiating and refuting the commands and decrees challenging the authority of the Lord, God Almighty. Truth. The basis, the foundation of creation was authenticated on the actuality and reality of two supremely powerful demiurgic manifestations and expressions engaging truth and love. Truth was and is an apotheosis, an ineffable paragon of preconceived eternal precepts, lacking flaws, deficiencies, weaknesses, or faults. It is a precise, meticulous, and fastidious coordination of endeavors releasing all known profundity, exhibiting an axiomatic and invariable presence. It is perfection, never needing modifications, revisions or alterations, as unknowns are non-existent, encapsulating all that has been, should be, and will be. All knowledge, awareness, understanding, comprehension, wisdom and intellect is embodied in truth and love, to include all things that are good, useful, superior, virtuous and beneficial, embracing all prerequisites of needs of mankind. All the known laws of science are the conceptions of truth and love. However, the bastion of science does not acknowledge and recognize their existence in this scenario. Their comprehension and competency have waned in cultivating a path of recognition to this truth, as this truth does not correspond to their applications of the structure of this universe, diminishing their total and complete understanding of the universe and its function. However, the laws of science work continuously, exclusive of errors, imperfections, as they are in tune with man and his architect. This universe is the chosen and appointed existence for the inhabitation of man and his domination. Nevertheless, he is subject to the laws of the universe, which are flawless, based upon one truth. The formation of the earth and the universe was inaugurated by a spoken audible authority of truth commencing all life. The truth is an eternal, perpetual and interminable presence, lacking boundaries, being limitless, immeasurable and indefatigable, the foundation of conception, where all things, with life, has origins. The truth must be prevalent, relevant and ubiquitous, at all times, in all things, for all occurrences. Its applicability must be tangible, definable and quantifiable. If the truth was ever found to be in error, its validity and all things will collapse and expire, as all things, of the Creator, are based upon the structural and universal integrity of the truth. It is the highest order and the only wisdom of the universe. It is life. In truth lies no fears, as its doctrine is beyond reproach, censure, and admonishment. The remaining corrupt and immoral forces are only lies and deceits, with all of their pernicious associates and accomplices. A lie is corruptible and it degrades all it contacts and engages. A lie is based upon deceit, treachery, and deception. Anything developed upon a foundation of lies will crumble and disintegrate. The flaws and defects will disclose weaknesses, fragilities, lacking integrity and deficient in reliability. A lie is illustrative of its owner, never a creator, only a verisimilitude. It will always be unearthed and discovered. Truth and love are not just moral expressions. Unfortunately, we have subjugated them, restricted their authority in Genesis, from the authorization of their existent spirit and relevance, only revealing them as one-dimensional sources of energy, not encompassing the utilization of their endless diversity and strength, in its completeness, as being the origins of this universe. We have not recognized the proclivity of their dominance and authority by our misuse, exploitation, and misappropriation of their sanction. There is only one truth, as it provides all there in all our lives, as man was created in being a part of this universe. The truth is resilient, undeniable, and inexplicable without needing to apologize, and can be unsympathetic, but reliant upon its veracity and uprightness. It is self-sustaining without need of assistance from another, only depending upon its quiddity. The truth is not allowed a second chance to be accurate. There is no darkness in the truth, only guiding lights illuminating a path of discovery to the glorious righteousness of all things in this universe. It must be true always. There are no lies in the truth, only love and completeness. There are only two options of this scenario. This universe is structured on a lie or the truth. The decision is yours. Man has choices in this life, accepting or rejecting the truth or believing whatever he chooses to believe and accept. However, believing in the truth will solidify your life in comfort, substance, and reassurance. Making other choices will cause distortion, tohu bohu, misinterpretation, lies, and deception. Love. Love is the second element of this design and conception. Love is the amorousness, passion, and adoration of all things conceived. Love is the emotional, compassionate companion of truth, transforming itself into an emotional form of exactness and completion, adhering to all physical formations, defining order. All natural physical objects on this universe were crafted by love. There is beauty in all the natural world for all to observe, sense, and encounter, dark matter penetrating and expanding all our senses of pleasure and affection. All was formed to please, all seeking joy and completeness of our environment of galaxies, red dwarfs, binary stars, supernovae, dark matter, the cosmos, in its entirety being pure, untarnished, uncorrupted, and unspoiled in its design and formation, releasing an austere composure, assurance, and completeness, denoting all is well, in order. Truth and love are the primary, perdurable, creative forces initiating activation of life from verbal authority into a visceral configuration of eternal life. They are synonymous, an apogee of tightly woven veridical fabric. Truth and love will eternally be recognizable by all seeking its relief, exposure, and purity, as it is the eternal composition of mankind and all his surroundings, being the essence, the totality of man. This the true definition of mankind. There are no words descriptive enough in defining the substance of truth and love. It extends beyond the literary interpretation and analysis, but man can distinguish its reverence, feel its composure, hear about the goodness, as it is undeniably wonderful and delightful when consented to release its power and authority upon the requester. Truth and love are inseparable, being an enduring pair predestined for this reciprocating connection, sustaining and supporting all pursuits each represents. Truth is the totality of excellence, consistency, order, holiness, righteousness, morality, integrity, honesty, and honor, representing all that is good, embodying all the authority and attributes of its architect, being the Alpha and Omega. The realization of the truth is an experience of stimulation, anticipation, and elation in its extrication from unrest, tension, and turmoil into a day of rejoicing and jubilation, expressing the pleasures and relief in its acknowledgement and acceptance in ascertaining what is real and what is false, what is fact and what is fiction, what is deception and what is sincerity, in apportioning a transition to an awareness and comprehension, postulating extensive interludes of cessation for perception toward immeasurable evolution and progression. Truth, love, and freedom were the exclusive characteristics of an omnipotent, ubiquitous entity, a vast, immeasurable and limitless benevolent authority possessing infinite, supreme, and inexhaustible resources and capabilities. Through truth, love, and freedom, conceived and formed mankind, his treasure, placing him into a universe of discoveries, findings, and encounters, a descendant of truth, love, and freedom. These three ideals are more profound and extensive in delineating the standard classification of morals, principles, and values. Truth, love, and freedom have a much greater sovereignty and prominence, having transcended the limitation and understanding of the practices of mankind. There is no need for persuasive and compelling discussion exhibiting the necessity of their credibility. All are aware of their attributes and delegation. They are indelibly ingrained in our consciousness, even if not displayed for all to witness and ascertain. There is no need for explanation or descriptive dialogue required for defining. All is required is thinking outside the box of pre-programming, taking us to a higher level of understanding. This component of man's destiny will be endless encounters and discoveries of this universe designed for his pleasure, gratification, and enlightenment. Hopefully, this information will disclose and resolve some of the unknown issues of this life regarding man, his purpose, and development in this mission of life. There are many worldwide beliefs proclaiming foundational derivations regarding the origin of this earth and universe. However, there must be definitive, absolute, and supreme prerequisites delineating foundational doctrine on what is good and what is evil, what is right and what is wrong, most importantly, having origins founded upon these three critical criteria of truth, love, and freedom. The origins of this entire universe must have a structure based upon truth, love, and freedom. There are no other domains directing this power comprising this ability to shape, compose, and preserve a universe. Truth and love are joined together as one, substantiating and validating each other's efforts, while freedom is the unrestrained active component free to explore, discover, investigate, acquire, and absorb, utilizing the vigor and strength of truth and love in being their energetic representative. However, freedom would be ineffective, futile, and ineffectual without love and truth. Mankind is exposed to many choices of belief. Truth will not impose itself in its principles. It will only exhibit its logic and plausibility in every and all things, leaving the ultimate and final decision to the recipient. This is the structure of the universe, its origins, its purpose and function, with mankind as its administrator, manager, and governor. The simplicity and the substance of truth and love are easily recognizable. However, the formation sometimes cryptic, ensuing much more than the essentials, traits and crucial attributes is not, as these are the cardinal traits and wanted uniqueness for human character. These traits are not developed or derived, they are intrinsic, flowing freely throughout our environment, being the framework of our universe. Truth, love and freedom are the framework of our universe. The simplicity is ingenuous and its domain is incessant and uninterrupted. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. Is there another plausible force having the power to postulate complete everlasting authority remaining solvent throughout eternity? When an overwhelming authority of power exists where there are no others previewing within its range of control, there is no need to impress or to deceive or to pursue attempting to gain something already in your grasps. There are no others' powers within a glimpse of your authority, thereby, no needing to invent lies or deceptions. What would be the purpose? A lie is not needed nor desired. It is not needed to sustain any future event in deceiving or manipulation of what is already abundantly yours. It is not needed in gaining attention or necessary for any action nor promises. His statement contained no conditions or provisions of, "I will be with you always." It was a statement of security and love. By invitation only. In summary, there is only love in the Almighty. He provided His truth in the creation of the earth and the universe and all things needing to be creation. The freedom was part of the creation of man, forever being undeniable, unbridled and instinctual, providing man creative, resourceful and imaginative skills, announcing his abilities in taking this world from sand to chips. This environment was meant to bring resourcefulness in keeping man abreast to an evolving and limitless environment equal to his inimitable aspirations. There is no other being having the aptitude, competence, and organization placing man in an environment providing the ability for a second chance in an environment of unsettling and disturbing being evil prevalent throughout the ages but gaining an indomitable spirit of victory. Credits. I would like to thank all those in providing a video for use during this production: Spencer Campbell, Sagar Van Ave, Taryn Elliott, Tom Fisk, Wally Alinsky, Swiss Humanity Stories, 2, Kelly, Danilo Riba, Engin Akir, 4, Ambient Mature Atmosphere, 3, Marco Alfred, Videos, I Am Sorbin, Gusat Silva, Flu Studio Imaginline, Matthias Grossnebel, German Corp, Traveling on the River, Roland Milkansky, 2, Milkov Nilov, 2, Simon Berger, Adrain Jakta, Abraham Braun.